Well, to the biggest news from yesterday, President Trump has ousted Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and replaced him with CIA Director Mike Pompeo. Trump announced the removal on, wait for it, his Twitter handle. Trump had asked Tillerson last Friday to step aside, and the embattled top diplomat had to cut short his trip to Africa on Monday to return to Washington. We have editor of the Pan-African News Wire, Abayomi Azikwe, joining us for more on this. Many thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, the dollar fell on Tuesday and the share markets flinched as that news broke about the sack of Rex Tillerson. I mean, the world was shocked. Were you surprised?
Not really. This has been anticipated for several months. There was, of course, the claim that the former Secretary of State had referred to the president as a moron during late 2017. They had some disagreements over the discussions with the Democratic People's Republic of Korea when Tillerson was in Ethiopia last week, and he was asked about any possible negotiations with Pyongyang. He said it was very far away. Later on that day, the president said that he was actually going to North Korea to hold direct talks with Kim Jong-un. So this was an embarrassment to Tillerson. And of course, when he was in Nigeria, he was summoned to come back to Washington. And of course, yesterday morning, he was fired via Twitter.
Now, Abayomi, how do you think this might affect the whole work that Tillerson has done so far in terms of relations with North Korea and the deal with Iran? How do you think this might play out? Also considering that the senators are saying they would not endorse that replacement of Mike Pompeo as the new Secretary of State.
Yes, I believe that the Iran nuclear deal, Trump wants to pull out of that, but it's not just a deal between the United States and Tehran. There are other countries that are involved in this deal. Russia was also involved in negotiating this settlement. Yet, sanctions against Iran have not been lifted. In many ways, they have been intensified. As it relates to the DPRK, Trump just in September was saying that he was going to destroy the country. Now he's saying he wants to have a sit-down meeting with Kim Jong-un. That will remain to be seen if it actually occurs, whether he goes himself personally or whether he sends an envoy. Pompeo does not have a strong foreign policy background. He was formerly in the United States House of Representatives. He was part of the Tea Party movement, which is an ultra right-wing tendency within the Republican Party. And he has very little expertise as it relates to international affairs, particularly in regard to Africa.
Appreciate your time, Abayomi Azikwe. Thanks for joining us.